particular context, and Ms. Rabi asked me to present my context regarding the assessment, online assessment. So I'm feeling a little bit worried whether it will be suitable enough to place at this moment. Anyway, I have no other option, so I'm going to share my screen. This is actually contextual review on online assessment, second term, that is in our college, the Jhenidah Cadet College. So this will be, at first I will tell about that at a glance, that means we used free cloud platforms. So, and those two, combination of two, that is Zoom and Edmodo. So Zoom is very common to all of us, and we are on Zoom now, but Edmodo is not that much known to everyone. So this is a good one. It will not be for the live interactive classes, but it can cover up most of the parts of assessment, and I will tell it later on. So now Zoom meeting IDs, we have created 6 Zoom meeting IDs, and it became 6 live online classrooms. So we have the host, the teachers, we have our ID, and the cadets or the students, according to their classes, they have separate login ID. So, and it is also very restricted and secure. So number of live online classes per week, according to our routine, new routine, is 146. Remember, we have 6 classes, and we have some also humanities group. So advantages on Edmodo, we have quizzes and assignments. We have just heard about the formative assessment, and we have to be cautious about MCQ. So quizzes will have a few options for you. You can go for, that is MCQ, you can go for short answer questions, you can go for fill in the blanks, you can go for true false, you can go for also matching. So, and assignments, of course, you can go for the big answers, write-ups, or any sort of tasks based on mathematics, science, or anything, any subject. And there is also grading system on both cases. At the same time, the assignments will be giving you the opportunity to give the feedback to the learners, and you can individually give that feedback, and that will be recorded also. So this is a good one. And then special use of Edmodo. This is, COVID-19 pandemic going on. So 2 things are very much important for us, especially for the cadet colleges. It is ensuring the attendance of the cadets on online classes. At the same time, we have to collect their health reports thrice, but every week we collect their health reports, that our cadets are in good health or not. If there's any problem, should we go for any health assistance or not? So this is away for assessment, but when we are going to assess our learners who are staying away from us, we have to take care of all aspects of their living there. And lastly, so this is new, and this is something which is lacking actually. So what we have done, we have arranged 5 in-house workshops for our faculties and teachers here, so that they can use this technological aspect, and that we can keep teaching and learning activities going on at the same time, assessment in the right track. So, and then we have assessment strategies, if it is not visible there. So we have assessment strategies, and their first one is actually covering most of the learning contents. So it is not about at the end, the assessment or test or exam. Our focus was to, in our assessment, we have to ensure the learning outcomes are met. So that's why we haven't even fixed our schedule. We haven't fixed any particular days or dates when there'll be exam. The teachers at their switch wheel, according to their convenient time, they can set the tests on Edmodo using those options. So encouraging learners in self-directed learning. So actually, as we set the test or tasks, so students have their option. We usually give time to the learners for the quizzes and for assignments more time, so that they can study, they can cover up, and they can submit. So there is almost a self-directed mechanism is provided to them. And then facilitating continuous and formative assessment. So this is very very important, and already Mujul he told about formative assessment. So we are also having continuous assessment, so that the students, the cadets, attendance is a big problem. And availability of technological equipments or devices, this is also a problem. But another problem is that as they're away, some of the learners or students may think, I will not attend to these classes or this exam. So it should not be. So learning and test will be going together so that the material or the external benefit, learners, they need some grades. So this is the context of a country. So we have to attract them and make their classes significant, giving this message that your learning will be tested. So keep learning. So this is one point. And then assessing learners' cognitive and analytical skills. As I told about the MCQs and quizzes, it will be going for the cognitive part. And for the assignments, we have these analytical skills to develop. And then adding credibility to learners' active participation. We have also graded. This is something that is unique in that way, and we felt that utility and also importance of it, that attendance should have some grading. So each day, if a learner is present in all classes or most classes, he will gain 1 point. And these everyday's points and grades will be actually accumulated at the end of the term or the semester or particular month. So this is something that, again, that will motivate the learners to be there in the classes. Developmental feedback to learners' performances. So this is, Manjur Abdin sir already told that formative feedback. So we can call it as developmental, or we can call it constructive feedback. And the assignments it has on Edmodo, it has that option to give individual feedback in detail, not any what it is called, not a very framed work, a framed feedback or common feedback to all. Rather, individually we can assess the learner's performance, and we can also give them the feedback so that they can improve. Keeping learners' portfolio. It is very good to know that Edmodo will keep all the records there, including the learners' works. So that can help you at the end if you want to give any sort of general feedback or assessment or progress report. We can check out those portfolios. And lastly, that is formulating an alternative to high-stake exam. So what you have done, as continuous exams and tests is going on, assignments are going on, all we the gradings or points is stored there on Edmodo. At the same time, we are not taking all of their performances. According to the instructions of our national curriculum, what we have done, we picked best of 3. That means each students or cadets, best of 3 performance for each paper. So it gives the empathy, that is empathetic. That means we have to be empathetic, and this empathy should reach them. That we are not keeping you under pressure, that you have that option. You can miss some exams, but you keep learning and developing, and your performance will be acknowledged. And this is statistics, though this is very much our own. But what I need to point here, so the quizzes and assignments, if you can see the number of classes and the subjects, it means some classes, they have other groups, and look at the total test, average test for a class, and the class attendance. So if the learners are attending the classes, their opportunity for learning more is there. So we can also have that, grading. So that should be, some positive feedback to the learners that learn and grow, and they should not be, disturbed with any sort of fear or anxiety that I will lose grade or I will have failure. So we have encouraged them with our system. And as this particular Adda is basing on the challenges of online assessment, so this is one, ensuring credibility in assessment, or that is reliability of the assessment. So because online, the students, the learners are free, and how they are maintaining their dignity in submitting their tasks, whether they are going for any plagiarism, any copying. Yes, they can learn from other sources, but they have to digest it and then have to reproduce it. So then confirming practicality in assessment, internet problem, electricity problem, so, and there's some financial problems, all are there, but we have to ensure that it is accessible to most of our learners, or we are giving them that much time so they can respond in a proper way. Domination of knowledge-based tests. This is traditionally, we are actually dominated by knowledge-based tests. We have to change this pattern and this kind of attitude that that are prevailing among us. We have to going for developmental formative feedback. Incorporating relevant study and online research. So if the internet is available, this is huge world open to the learners. So any content, any learning material given to them, and they have the additional internet. So the whole world is open to them. So we have to incorporate this relevant study and online research in our assessment. An effective means of assessing learners' skill. So already our Abidins are told that we have to, poster, portfolio, even mutual peer assessment. So all these things can be used there. But these are challenges actually for our country in our context, blending alternative assessment with traditional ones. We cannot reject the traditional ones. It would be there, the summative exams would be there, but we have to also incorporate that alternative assessment. And the possibilities that we have, scope for self-directed assessment for learning. So there is a possibility, and we can use the device, the technologies to activate this particular one, self-directed assessment, as I have already mentioned at Edmodo. Varieties of online assessment tools. And there are many, even in our country, some lab or firm, they're coming up with materials, with apps, so that the learners can be assessed properly, or even online teaching is possible. And then there is also creating online forum for analytical assessment. So that is, the forum learning, the blog, it can be also used. And again, whatever platform you're following, the Edmodo, it can also give you that option. So again, allowing peer and mutual assessment, creating research-based learning opportunities, and developing digital skills and literacy. This is one of the core skills, as we know. So obviously it will also develop scope for auditory and visual assessment. It is not only pen and pencil, it is not only writing. It can be also one-to-one interview. It can be also some sort of poster. It can be also some sort of painting, drawing, any sort of. So these are the possibilities that you have because we have online education, and we can shape our assessment, online assessment accordingly. So that's all from me.